Actually, this is quite a nice one from you, Andrew. David
Yeah,
Paxton.
I just thought it was nice because I'm always under pressure. With any TV stuff, is like it's about the backdrop, isn't it? And the people have started sort of examining and scrutinizing what's in your background. I've seen this quite a lot now. So when the lockdown first started, I was just they always say to you at the TV studios, make sure there's something colourful behind you, something interesting. So something that isn't just a blank wall. And books are very good. So I always used to put the bookshelf behind me. Then of course everyone started saying that the bookshelves are almost like an advertisement, like you're trying to boast about how much you read, and there were and people were even zooming in and looking at what books you'd read. Do you remember when Michael Gove got in trouble because there was a book? I can't remember what the book was now, but it was as though, I mean, he had all sorts of books on that shelf, but they were basically trying to suggest that because one of the authors
It's like
had said something
Goebbels or something, wasn't it? Or
something
something.
controversial, but
Yeah.
Something
we
controversial.
adults read controversial books. I read all sorts of stuff that I don't agree with. That's the point. But the idea that I got in trouble because I had an Owen Jones book on my shelf, and I'm like, that's not controversial, is it? Um,
I mean,
anyway,
I should imagine Owen was probably more tormented by that than you could possibly be.
well, yeah, but this is my point. I read things by people I disagree with. I think it's a good thing to do, and so I thought this is quite a good idea. Is have just an incredibly hard mathematical equation, and that's a good way to boast about your credentials. Someone made a film on Zoom that ran behind them of himself walking in and leaving embarrassingly, which I thought was quite a nice backdrop. It's hard to
I
know.
don't
I
know
see
what the
Gila's
equation
changed hers,
actually
obviously.
does. I mean, is it a vaccine equation? Maybe. I
So
don't
yeah,
know.
maybe that's that. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the cure. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that'd be great. We've got the cure at our fingertips. Speaking of backgrounds, I've just changed mine, so now I'm in Dubai.
What-
I just want you to think I'm living in a mansion.
Gila, you're like an influencer.
I'm like an influencer. Look at my posh house. I'm sorry, my batteries just died completely then, and I couldn't hear a thing. But yeah, I think that's it's a very sort of. I wouldn't have to worry about what was in my home now, before lockdown, but I feel like there's pressure to kind of create the right kind of impression. Like Ayesha has very kind of, I don't know if it's intentional, but you've matched your jumper with your wallpaper, which and your furnishings, which is quite some feat, and nicely and beautifully made up as well. You look fantastic. So you do look like it's a shoot from Hello Magazine there, which is fantastic.
Well, neither of you are pixelated because beyond this background, just bits of my body start disappearing. But Andrew, you're perfectly between your two paintings. Aisha, your background's like a starstruck now because I'm used to seeing you on that background when you're on Jeremy Vine's show.
Oh my God, it's famous.
It's famous, but it's all an illusion because round that wall, there's so much mess all stacked up. It's like a sort of jumble sale. Everything is just like out of view. It's all an illusion, which is
it's wrapping paper then. Yeah.
What have you got in your background, Andrew? What are the paintings that you've got? Because obviously you've brought us this tweet, so you must have thought about what impression am I making on.
I mean, I promise you they were just the pictures that were up already, but that one is that's William Blake, Cerberus, the three-headed dog in hell, and that's an image of Sark, the Isle of Sark. That's a cliff on Sark where I often sit and write with my laptop up there. I get a lot of writing done up there, but I can't go there at the moment, obviously because of the lockdown.
Yeah,
there's a heaven and hell equation going on.
Well,
there.
Actually, I hadn't thought of that, but now that you've said it, that could be subconsciously what I was attempting to achieve there.
And that you're the balance in between.
Well, we all struggle with, good and evil runs through the heart of everyone. That's what they say.